Yo, what is good, everyone? Welcome back to another video. We are doing something very unique and fun today. We are doing a Q&A in today's video. I'm very excited for this. I asked you guys to give me some questions from my Discord and from my Twitter, and you guys did not hesitate at all, man. You guys asked a ton of questions, so I apologize if I do miss any of your guys' questions. There were just too many to even kind of reply to be honest. But I plan on doing these certain videos in the future. And so if I did not get your question this time around, do not worry. I'll plan on doing this in the future, like I just said. So I apologize if I do miss your question. And if you want to be in any future videos or streams, make sure to join the Discord in the link down below. I will be actively communicating with you guys in there. Just having some fun. You guys will be in future streams, future challenges, future videos, and just having a lot of fun together. I plan on using the Discord a lot, so if you guys are interested in that, make sure to join the Discord down below. We're going to be just watching some ranked games while I answer you guys' questions. And for the first half of the video, I'm going to be doing the Discord questions. And for the second half of the video, I'm going to be doing Twitter questions. So don't worry, I'll have it kind of slotted in the video where you guys can just click and, kind of fast forward. But if you want to just see the Twitter questions, go ahead and skip to the half of the video. But without further ado, let's get started. All right. For the first question here, we got from Drexy in the Discord. He said, what's your dream car if I have one? I have a lot of dream cars, to be honest. Recently I just got my Corvette about almost a year ago, but not gonna lie guys, I did end up selling it for the house. I didn't really need to, but the reason why I sold it is because of three reasons. Number one, for investing. Number two, to save money for the house. And number three, just to kind of like for a business that I'm doing with friends. So that is the three reasons why I sold that. But if I want to get a dream car, it'd be a Lamborghini Urus. That's the car I want, and I want to get it one day. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. This one's from Luke in the Discord. How is Energy able to maintain such a high level of Rocket League and remain one of the best teams in the world? I think we think differently. From NA especially. I think that's why we're able to dominate the region as kind of how we do. Even though obviously I don't know, I don't want to be cocky or anything like that. I just think we just think differently. We have a certain level of mentality that we kind of like to have within each other and within as a group, and we just take the game very seriously and very differently from others. And our mindset and the way we work together and the way we do things in scrims and everything such as that. I think that's what keeps us so consistent. It's just our work ethic is basically what I would say that how we have how we're so consistent. All right, this one is from Dom. He asked a lot of questions, but I only can answer about one or two. One of his questions was, if you could have any teammates besides Dan and Atomic, who would they be? Honestly, no one. Right? Genuinely no one. I love my teammates. I love my coach. Love my teammates very much. There's not a team who I would want to be with, but if I had to pick two. If I had to pick two players, it would probably, I'm not going to pick anyone from NA. It would be Was and Zen. That's who I would pick as my two teammates. And another question is, do you have a favorite Bible verse? I do. And it is, I think John 13:7, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. I think it goes, you may not understand what I'm doing now, but later you will, or something like that. And I love that Bible verse because I don't know if I got the exact words right. I can't remember like exactly, but I'm pretty sure that is how it goes. And it keeps me motivated, keeps me pushing, and knowing that God has a reason for everything, and what's happening in my life. And I trust Him to my full ability, and that's kind of what I go off in my life. All right, the next question is from Gabriel. What was your favorite LAN goal ever, and why not from this past Worlds? Honestly, my favorite LAN goal ever was Furia Game 6, London Major semifinals. It was when I pre-jumped the mid. It wasn't really a goal. It was kind of a pass into a goal, but I did score the goal actually. But I jumped up, I caught it to the corner. I had so many crazy touches and recoveries, and I think that level of like control on the ball and like the kind of touches I was getting, it was so satisfying to score that goal, and I loved every second of it. I don't know. When I scored that, I just was feeling it. So yeah, it was a crazy goal, and I feel like it's not necessarily underrated, but I think a lot of people overlooked that goal. If I had to I mean, I don't know. I might be wrong, but at least, yeah, that's one of my favorite goals for sure. All right, the next one is from Slee. Does Bimo like to watch any sports? If so, what is his favorite team? I do. I watch um, football and basketball. Mainly football though, and my favorite football team is Bengals. I've been a long time Bengals fan for like so many years now, ever since I was a kid. My family has been a Bengals fan, like so. We're all Bengals fans, and we support them and go to a few games every year. You know, if they ever make a Super Bowl again, I'm probably gonna go to the Super Bowl. But yeah, that's my favorite sport slash team to watch. This one's from Gold Dude, my boy Gold Dude. He said, my question for Bimo is, what makes a video, or what is something about Kentucky that he wish more people appreciate slash knew about? I think just how chill it is. I think, and there's more to do here than people think. I think it's just a very chill spot. I mean, obviously I'm kind of biased because this place is home to me, but there's like great food, great people, and just very chill spot. So let me shut my door really quick. All right, there we go. Sorry, I shut my door, but yeah, I think it's just a very chill spot, and I think, you know, some people just think like country and just like fried chicken and stuff like that, and that's something that, you know, hope people that something they like knew about Kentucky that I wish more people knew, basically. This one's from Lori. I asked like a few questions, but like I said, I'll answer one or two. That's for everyone, by the way. How did you start in Pro Rocket League? So there was this thing called Six Mans. I won't go too deep into it, but Six Mans is not as popular as it was today. But it's basically a ranking system, kind of like how ranked is today, where a bunch of pros randomly, you know, queue up and they all play 3v3 Rocket League, and you know, it's their certain ranks, and I reached the highest rank in that server without being a pro, and that's kind of how I got noticed and being a bubble player slash pro, and that's kind of where I got my tryouts, and eventually I got on a pro team because of it, and also just being high in the rank. I was very high in the leaderboards, so that's kind of what, you know, got me started my Pro Rocket League career. And then number two is, what is the teammate that you have the most memories with? I would say Daniel or Com, because those two have been, I mean, probably Daniel, but we just have so many memories. Definitely Daniel, now that I think about it, because we played so many games together, and like all of our friendship and so many things. We went through so much together, so definitely Daniel without a doubt. All right, I'm gonna go to the next game. I'll see you guys there. All right, this one is from Swimming Toaster. What would you say your biggest struggle has been so far to maintain being a pro? I think criticism is the main thing, honestly. I think being able to kind of take in criticism and kind of take in, because when people, you know, they think it's just talking trash to you, or people just like have this ego. A lot of pros just have this ego that where they don't want to listen to someone, and they just think that whatever they do is right. Now that's something I had to learn at a very young age, and something that I had to kind of learn growing up, is criticism. But that's just even outside of Rocket League, to be honest. And also just like social media. You can't let social media get to your head. There's gonna be a lot of people who love you, and there's gonna be a lot of people who hate you, and that's something that, you know, you just can't really let get into your head as a professional player. And he also said congrats. I appreciate that, Swimming Toaster. Thank you very much. This one's from Skibo. He has two questions. What keeps you up at night when you think about life after professional Rocket League? To be honest, nothing keeps me at life, or nothing keeps me up at night, to be honest. Because my faith, you know, I think God has a plan for me wherever I go. Right now it's Rocket League, and I'm kind of just glorifying Him, if that makes sense, and kind of just blessed to be here. And number two is, if you could have a conversation with yourself the day before you went pro, what would you warn Him about that no one warned you about? It kind of goes back to what I just said, is the social media. I think you just can't let things get to your head. I think that's something that kind of like with, and you just gotta not necessarily stay true to yourself, but just kind of not let those things get to your head. So that's what I would say. This one's from Ethan. He has two questions. How to manage boost most efficient? This is kind of a Rocket League related. I think how to manage your boost efficient is feathering your boost, means tapping it when you're going for aerials, and gather the little pads around the field. You don't need to always go for big boosts. Make sure you're kind of just hovering around the field, gathering small pads. Those two things will help your boost efficient a lot. And he said, I've heard your question, if this is true. If so, how long have you been saved, and how did you get saved? It's a very long story of how I get saved. But basically, a lot of things were happening in my life, and I necessarily wasn't depressed or anything like that. I'd never really been depressed. I was just like, a lot of things were happening in my life that, with family, with girlfriend, career, I was in a rough spot and a bad spot in my life, and I went to Christ, and instantly I felt changes in my life, and ever since I've had a connection with them. And but yeah, I am a Christian. I genuinely believe in Christ and have faith in Him, and always will. And yeah, this one's from your boy Dirt. Who has been the most influential person throughout your Rocket League career? I would say my parents. There's not a professional player that's never been influential. I've really never looked up to anyone. But if there's a person, I have to choose between my parents. Yeah, they've helped with so much. Whether that's with mental things, physical things, like everything I could think of going through my career, they helped me with every single thing, truly, and that's the truth. So, all right. The next question is from Nick. What makes a coach so special, and how can a team do well without a coach? I think what makes a coach so special is two things. The coach sees what the players cannot see on the field. When the players are playing, they are so locked in, and they kind of just want to focus on the game and themselves and how they're playing individually. And number two, when things are going bad, you have to have someone to look back on. You have to have someone to kind of tell you what to do or tell you what you need to do, and to kind of keep the mental things up. I think as a team right now, all of us, I'm just going to use us as an example, but obviously we all, hold each other accountable and kind of like keep the energy up between ourselves. But Sathu, he's without him, obviously we wouldn't be where we are today. And he's a very amazing dude, not only, but a very amazing coach, and he helps us a lot. So I would say those two things. This one's from Floater Friend. Now that you won Worlds, will you keep yourself motivated to stay at the top? Absolutely. I've got a lot of questions about, since we won Worlds, are you still motivated? And yes, I'm absolutely. My goal is I'm going to be motivated till I retire, truly. And I hope that day, you know what I'm saying. But basically, I want to be one of the greats. If not one of the greats, I want to be the best player of all time. And that's something that keeps me motivated and keeps me driving. And that's kind of my mindset. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. This one's from Kamado. If you can go back in time to replay any series, what would it be? It would be not this Worlds, but the last Worlds where we played BDS in the finals. Because I think if we knew what we knew now as a team, and if we kind of went through and learned what we learned this year, I think that series is a completely different series, and I think we could have won it. But I'm grateful for everything. Every moment shaped us into who we are today, and I'm blessed to be in the position that we are today. Well, that's a forfeit. But yeah, that's the kind of what I would say. But it would be crazy to be two-time world champions right now. So, yeah, I think we're gonna go into the third and game, and I'll answer a bit more Discord questions, but then we're gonna go to the Twitter questions. So I'll see you guys there. All right, this question is from Jake. After everything is said and done with playing your career, do you wish to stay in community like Squish It, Garrett, and them? It depends. I would absolutely love to do content for Rocket League and kind of stay in the community. Definitely. If it's not something like that, I would love to either be, maybe a coach in the game, or I would love to do content with like Rust or other games, but mainly Rust is something I really am passionate about. I love that game, and that's something I kind of want to do maybe after Rocket League. And if it has nothing to do with gaming, then I would probably do sales. Okay. This one is from Kala. What got you? Oh, I'll answer a different question. Do you feel it is worth trying to go pro? Yes, I do. I think it's a blessing. I think it's something very unique and very different. And I think if you're very passionate about it, you do what you want to do, and just go ahead and try. It's very blessing. It's very amazing. What is the toughest hurdle of your entire Rocket League career? I think during that V1 season right before we went to G2, I think we missed the major and missed the Worlds. I think that was one of the toughest seasons and toughest challenges of my entire career. Very sure, because all my confidence was so low during that time. So be able to come back from that and be the team and be the player I am today, it's amazing. All right, we've probably got two more disc questions. This one's from O. What is the reason you decided to play Rocket League, and what made you realize you want to go pro? I just love the game. To be honest, it was so different and so unique from every other game. and I just love the way I love the competitiveness of it. I love the ranking system. I loved everything literally about the game, and I fell in love with it ever since I started playing. I actually started playing with my dad too, so yeah, that's pretty funny actually. And what made you realize you want to go pro? I really never realized I wanted to go pro until I kind of started playing against pros. I was like, wait, I'm actually playing against pros. I feel like I can do something here. I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed the competitiveness, like I said. So yeah, it was amazing. Alrighty. Okay, actually I answered two more. These are very quick. Does the Energy Squad plan on sticking together for a while more? Yes, we do. And top 3 cereals, go. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, multi-grain Cheerios, and Frosted Flakes. All right. There we go. There we go. That's all the Discord questions, and let's get into these Twitter questions now. This one's from, I'll rewind it a little bit here, because I think I just kind of not spoken. But do you think that current rumored E rosters are a downgrade? This was a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago. So, I do think the E rosters are a bit unnecessary. I think a lot of the roster changes this season are unnecessary, and I think there's honestly no reason for them. I think people really need to start kind of sticking together. I think long term, I think sticking together makes the team so much more better, and you build so much more chemistry. Because I think at this point in Rocket League, everyone is so good. Like, skill isn't like how it used to be. You can't really, there's not really, like, it's not how it used to be. So I think kind of building that chemistry and building that team play is way more important now than just having the best player. But yeah, I think, you know, yeah, I hope that answers your question, MTX. This was from Asfer. If you had a catchphrase after scoring NASCO, what would it be? I'm the beast from the east. I like that one. I like that one, Asfer. I like the beast is unleashed. I like that one. That's what a lot of people use. The beast is unleashed. This one's from Pulse Bop. What's up, brother? How does your faith impact how you compete? Honestly, it impacts everything. Every match I go to, I feel confident. Every match I go to, win or loss, I know it's meant for a reason. And whatever happens, happens. And that's how I feel like that's how my mentality is so good, because of my faith. And, you know, it's kind of, you know, everything in how I compete. So, yeah, I hope that answers your question. But it's very important. This one's from Alpha Cat. Oh, we're going back to back. NRG, are your two-time world champion? You know what I'm saying? Your two-time world champion. I'm just playing, but that's the plan. And to be honest, I absolutely believe we can do it. It's obviously God's plan, but yeah, I absolutely believe we can do it. This one's from NRG Trixie. When are we going to record twos and comms with Dan? I'm going to answer a question about, dang, this is also another forfeit. I guess we're going to have to do freaking 5 games. But honestly, I don't think me and Dan are ever going to do a comms video. To be honest, I don't want to force him to do that. I know he really doesn't like content, but yeah, that's kind of answers the question right there. I truly believe that it's going to be hard to kind of do a comms video, but we'll see. Maybe one day. But I don't want to force anyone to do comms, if that makes sense. We are in game 4. This is from 5-up. Best way to defend a 5-up triple flipper set, musty double tie. 5-up, you can't really defend that. I'll be honest with you. That's just too good of a shot. This one's from Cheese. Favorite ice cream flavor? Vanilla. I mean, you can't go wrong with vanilla. I'm a plain Jane type of guy. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get it. This one's from Flitz. What are you doing if RL gets moved into Fortnite tomorrow and RLCS doesn't exist? Wow. That's a deep question, man. It's just chickeny chucking. I'm chalking it up, man. No, I'm kidding. I'm becoming a Fortnite pro, and I'm just cranking 90s on everyone. That's all I gotta say. All right. This one from Belair. Belair. Sorry if I said your name wrong. I don't know how to. I think I said your name wrong. I was saying the name right. How has your training evolved over time? Do you play more ranked free play and training packs than you did before, or more focus on replays off the pitch? I play a lot more free play than I do, just because NA rank can be iffy sometimes. But I think it's kind of just playing, you know, more free play and kind of just playing free play at a fast pace to help me focus on mechanics and help me focus on, like, you know, my control on the ball. And something that has really helped me for the past few years with boost control and everything such as that is going from unlimited boost to standard boost. That's a game changer, and people underrate that. All right, this one's from Cam. How to get better at the game? If you were me, please don't say rep. Well, number one, Cam, I do think rep is very important, but I obviously don't want me to go too into that. So, but always be nice and kind, or try to be. I know sometimes you could be a little tilted, but yeah. I would say, try to be easier to play with. Like focus and try to see what other pros do and watch high tier top pro players. I think that's something that helped me become the player I am today. I watched a lot of top tier pro players and how kind of they play the game, and that's kind of how I took inspiration, kind of, I guess you would say, and how I learned a lot of things. So, but yeah, try your best to be easy to play with, you know, and yeah, that's what I would say. This one's from Gray Mode. How do you gain confidence while playing? Sometimes, you know, it's just an off day and it's hard to get that confidence, but you gotta have the mindset of you're the best player on the pitch no matter what, and not where you're overconfident, not where you're just, you know, not caring what anyone else has to do. I'm talking about that like mindset where you're just very confident and you're just very methodical in your gameplay, and you're just locking in. Like you're just, I'm gonna win no matter what. That's how I get my confidence, at least, is just realizing that I'm the best player on the pitch when I play my game. I kind of already answered this, but I will answer it again. This one's from Sadju. With the word wins under your belt, how long do you think you compete? Is there still hunger for more? Is there still hunger for more? Sorry if I read that wrong, but you guys get the gist. But I think I can compete for another 3 to 4 years minimum. I would say, and then, or whatever God has, of course. But yeah, I think I can another 3 to 4 years for sure. And then, yeah, I absolutely have the hunger. The hunger is always going to be there until I retire. This one's from Mazenin. Sorry for saying your name wrong. What are your plans after RLCS as a coach, going to school? No, I don't really plan on going to school, to be honest. I don't ever want to go to school. Not because I don't enjoy it. I have mixed opinions about college and stuff like that. I think it can be a waste of money. I also think college is very good in certain cases, for sure, but it's just not my cup of tea. But yeah, like I said, I plan on coaching, doing content in other games such as Rust, or doing something with sales. How do you balance school, RO, and the Lord? I feel like school is already stressful enough. This one's from Nebula. Number one, you always got to put the Lord first in your life. He will take care of all of your problems. That's number one. Number two, I don't really do school anymore, but something I did was online school. It was very easy for me to manage, so I'm kind of blessed in that in that aspect. But that's kind of a crazy play, actually. But anyways, yeah, I think how to balance it, just kind of just set time frames for each like certain things. It's kind of what I did. You know, in the day I would have certain time for certain things. You know, at this certain time I'm gonna hop on Rocket League. At this certain time I'm gonna do schoolwork. At this certain time I'm a prayer or anything such as that. So make sure you just don't get stressed. You know, everything's planned out. Everything's gonna be okay. Is basically what I told myself. This one's from Henny. He said burger or pizza. Pizza. I'm not really much of a burger guy, to be honest. All right, this one's from what is it? This one's from Bay of Hay. 3 best NA players do not have made a LAN yet. Ooh, okay, I like that. That's a good question. I would say 5up, Talk, and because there's a lot of players that made a LAN that I think are pretty good, but this is not ever to make a LAN. 5up, Talk, and I think like low-key like Lime Blaze or something like that. Like those 3 players, I think, or Percy. Percy's up there too. I think Percy was super good. So he doesn't really play the game as much anymore, but I think, you know, it's one of those 4 players basically. This one's from Devin. What are 3 things you're thankful for? I mean everything. My relationship with God, family, and just being in the position I am today in my gaming career. Like, it's just insane. And be able to talk to you guys and have a relationship with you guys and be able to talk to my community and just everything. I'm just thankful for everything, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those 3 things are what I'm thankful for. This one's from Brahma. Who's your top 5 players of all time? Number 1, I'm gonna say okay. Yeah. Number one, I'm gonna say Monkey Moon. Number two, Turbo. Number three, K-Dop. Number four, Atomic. Number five. Number five is mixed between like a bunch of players. To be honest, it makes like I think it's like I think you got to win a world championship to be in the top five. Nowadays, you got to have at least one world championship. That's why I love that we won a world championship because I'm getting closer to that status. I obviously not that status, but getting closer to where I kind of want to be. But yeah, I mean, it's the fifth is between a bunch of people, to be honest. But all right, we're gonna go in the fifth and final game, and I'll see you guys there. All right, this one is from Nick. Is Alpha Cap the worst ranked player you ever played with? To be honest, no. Honestly, honest question. Our honest answer, no, he's not. He's honestly a very good player, but don't let him say I said that, because gotta let the kid. You can't let him. Can't let his ego get too high. You know what I'm saying? But this was from Grizzly. What inspired you to pick the name Beast Mode? It's kind of a long story, but basically, me and my dad, when I first got my console, which was the PS3, I think was my first console ever. We were coming up with a name, and he was like, dude, you're always a beast at video games. Because I used to play the PS2, and so we kind of went with a name called Beast Mode. I literally remember it vividly, like it's just a name. I don't know how I remember it because it was so long ago. It was like literally like 10 to 12 years ago. And then yeah, he said you're always a beast at games, so we kind of thought of something with a beast, and we said Beast Mode, and that's where we came up with it. This one's from Penguin. If you were to compare your playstyle to an NBA player, who would that be? I would say NBA player. I would say maybe like Kyrie Irving, not because of the flash. If you guys know who Kyrie Irving is, he's very flashy, very good player. But I think he just finds ways to kind of score when you don't think he's gonna score. And I think something like I kind of do in Rocket League is I think I create like something out of nothing. Is what I'm very good at and what I love to do. So I think Kyrie Irving is someone that I would compare myself to. This one's from Pan. Cliche, but what players outside of NA would you add to your dream team? Oh, I kind of already answered this, but it would be Zeno or Was. This one's from Zeno. What was the mentality that kept you going throughout your career now? Kind of just to be myself and to learn. I always, kind of make sure to take criticism, just be myself, and kind of just learn from others and just be humble. Main thing is just being humble and just staying true and just being humble always. Esports are this one's from Celeste. Sorry if I said your name wrong. Esports RLCS. What is your greatest accomplishment in life? My faith is what I would say, but I would say probably building my dream home. That's a very amazing accomplishment. Or buying my first car ever, or something like that. But I think building my dream home is something that I will cherish forever and just be like, wow, that's crazy. All right, we're coming down to the last type of questions here. We have JDS favorite Bible verse. I think we went over this earlier in the video, but it is something that it is John 13:7. I think you may not understand now what I'm doing, but later you will. That's something kind of what I base my life on. This one's from Scoper. How did you use EWC experience to go into Worlds? How did that change the mentality going into Worlds? Honestly, the EWC, the Esports World Champion, or Esports World Cup, honestly was such a big help. Like it changed our perspective on so many things, and obviously it's a big reason why we won Worlds. So I think, yeah, I did a lot, to be honest. It's very, very underrated what EWC did for us. This one's from Toby. What do you do for fun outside of video games? I play basketball, hang out with family or friends, or work out, getting nets, or record and do stuff like this. So, which I absolutely love. So that's kind of those main things. Yeah, just kind of make sure I'm staying active, staying fit, because as a gamer you kind of stay inside the house all day sometimes. This one's from Riley. What would you have placed at Worlds if either Daniel or Atomic got replaced by Cap? I think, honestly, we make a top 8 with Cap. What do y'all think, man? I think we make a top 8. I definitely do think we make a top 8. Okay, I'm going to go into one more game, man. One more game. This is the last game right here. All right, let's get it. All right, for the final questions, man, we got about 5 left. This was from V's Baby or something like that. Sorry if I said your name wrong. But how was the process of getting Dan into V1 and then you both going to G2 after that season? Honestly, it was a tough process because I don't know if you guys knew this, but we were close to joining NRG. Like, I was close to joining NRG for while we were doing that transition, but the process of getting Dan to V1 was very tough, dude. Like, SSG did not want to give him up, which I understand, dude. Dan is one of a very talented player and one of one, so I understand. But V1 ended up buying them out, and he was expensive. I would say, I'm not gonna say much, but he was a few hundred K. He was a very expensive guy. So they bought out his contract, and then we ended up getting him. Shout out to V1, and then they ended up kind of letting us off because they want to kind of get out of the esports scene, and yeah, and then we went to G2 after that with Atomic, and that was a little stressful because we didn't know where we were gonna go, but everything worked out perfectly, and now we're where we are. This one's from Gara. If you had to go pro in a different esport, what would you pick? All right, I have 2 answers. Okay, if I was generally just going to a different esport just for money, it would be League of Legends. League of Legends, those players are insane. Okay, but number 2, if I had to truly pick an esport that I would like, it'd either be Call of Duty or it would be probably CS:GO or Valorant. All right, this one's from Don't. What tournament do you feel like you performed best individually and regionally or internationally? I would say the World Championship that we won, or the London Major that we won, obviously. But I would say the London Major. Like, I feel like I was just going crazy and just peaking in that one. But yeah, I would say the London Major. This one's from Loyal. What is the difference between the final of the previous season and the final of this season? The final against BDS, I think we were kind of just. That season we were kind of just doing it, and what I mean by that, we were just like making every final, and just it was kind of not really necessarily a honeymoon season, but we were just we didn't know or learn as much as we did back then as we do now. We think much differently, and I think that's kind of the difference of this year and last year. This one's from Helios. What is your most past 2 hours in your Rocket League career? My most past 2, this is like at the beginning of my career, but it's probably 120. But now I kind of stick around 60 to 70, and regionals during the off season around 40 to 50, and then during LANs I usually am around 70 to 80 minimum. This one's from Illusion. How did you manage your nerves in the Falcons max, especially when the Falcons either equalize or score? I think we have a good matchup against them, so I wasn't really nervous, to be honest. Honestly, one of the teams, but one of the teams that we're very confident against. So it was a very good matchup for us, and we kind of just knew it was our finals, man. We were just so locked. Like, a little story time. Oh my, psychopaths! That's crazy. That's crazy. But little story time is before the finals, we were like. They had announcements going on of the majors and where the majors are gonna be, and we were like, bro, don't even care about that. Like we were like, don't even care about that. Like everyone was getting hyped. Like we seen the Falcons guys watching it. We were like, we ain't even worried about it, bro. We were just so locked, and yeah, man, we were just incredibly locked. But we didn't really have any nerves like that or anything like that. So it was yeah, very smooth sailing, to be honest, of how we felt. We were just all confident within each other, and we were just playing so well, and no matter who we face, I think we're gonna be confident no matter what. So all right, that is gonna be it for this video, man. That is all the questions I have, or that I've looked through and picked out. This is a very long video. I need to go take a drink of water. My mouth is genuinely so dry after talking for so long. So as always, let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this. I might even do videos like this with people or with pros in the future. So but yeah, hope you have a good rest of your day, good rest of your night. God bless you guys. I love you guys, and peace out.